The show will be starting in just a moment. Please take up your seats. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to you. It's often said the only constant thing in life is change. We like to think the only constant in GT is progress. You see, progress always shortens the distance between objectives, and that's what we seek to do. Welcome to the launch of Habari by GT. Please turn your attention to the multimedia screens for a brief presentation.
This is the near future. Some things have changed, but not the coffee. No, the coffee is still the same. They grow it far away from Europe. They ship it in, roast it, grind it, and press water through it until it's a tasty kickstarter for the day. But the things that are in place to provide this nice cup of coffee, well, that's a different story. Ben here knows all about it. This is his favorite place for having coffee, and working place too. He is a financial advisor. Did you see that? You just witnessed a grinder ordering coffee beans. It's now waiting for approval. And it's done. We do that a lot these days. It's like a very, very personal signature. This roasting company started using blockchain for all their transactions a few years ago. It was already popular for a while back then. And they started using a self-driving car service for the transportation of their beans. I remember the old days when paper was the main ingredient for trade finances. You know, for financing cargo. Oh boy, you could build a city out of the amount of trees that were spent that way. Luckily, it's all blockchain now. Yes, there's still a lot of banking, but not many banks. There are now many more services for transactions than 5 years ago. And for lending, don't get me started. I can get credit almost everywhere, even me. Can you imagine? There's a lot that people can do for themselves these days, funding their own ideas using capital from their friends or clients. Technology has changed everything, and so fast that not everyone has been able to keep up. These past few years, banks have had a rough time adapting to the new world. They were busy with new regulations. Some were so distracted, they forgot to innovate. You can probably imagine what they went through. It wasn't always a certainty that Ben's job would still exist today. A lot of people in the financial sector are now in IT, and Ben, well, Ben is good with people. I'm happy he's still here, though. What would they do without him? Consumers have become a lot more demanding and financially wise. Nowadays, people take the time to compare every detail of a mortgage, find out all the best bits from the banks, lending clubs, crowdfunding platforms, and wanting it all at once. Cherry picking is what we used to call this. And just when you think you have it all sorted, they come up with some more wishes. It takes people skills to deal with these new breed of consumer, and good products and services, of course. Well done, Ben. This is the near future. Things have changed. In the financial sector, customers are at the center of attention again. I'm happy with that. Some banks have come around. They are the ones that started to understand the new business economics and answered to the new competition. It's a lively world with these new ones around. I must say that the banks that are still here, they really reinvented themselves. Oh, sorry folks, I forgot. We were talking about coffee. Well, the coffee is still the same. But the financial sector, that's a different story.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome CEO GTBank, Shagun Agbaje.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Shagun Agbaje. I've worked at Guarantee Trust for 28 years. Thank you very much for taking out the time this morning to listen to this unveiling of this new product of ours. I hope you all watched the video because that video was shown to make my own life easier. So I can take off from there and not spend as much time and not look stupid. I've had some really interesting comments this morning. People have said to me, you're launching a technology product, so I should be wearing like a black t-shirt, black turtleneck. And I said, no. Then I'd be deceiving people that I'm an IT expert, which I'm not. I'm a boring old accountant that has done banking for most of his life. A lot of the people who spend endless time doing this sit on the front row here. So my job is to just try to navigate you through this in a layman's way so that most people who are not technology experts will understand it. I always say to people, I can understand IT than anybody can because I am as green and as pedestrian as you are when it comes to IT. Now that video that you watched talked about the future. The bad news and the good news, depending on where you stand, is that that future is here already. But for you to understand where we are and the future we're embarking on, I think it's very important for us to know where we're coming from. So I'm going to take you through very quickly a history of banking. Most people here are probably old enough or young enough to understand. So I'm going to take you back 40, 50 years. And mention banking was 40 years ago. 40, 50 years ago, the only competition banks had were back in 18 in branches, bricks and mortar. They were protected by regulation and they had no as a result, banks gave you what they thought you needed, plain vanilla deposit loans, nothing but they believed the only thing that was the first right. They continued to work very hard. Somebody told me one point that let's invent this thing called customer service. So that's kind of as good as bank for only customer service. He also thought that I'm very careful about using this word because 50 years ago, 40 years ago, I think banks were being useful. And as time went on, the disconnect started between what the customers really wanted and what the banks were offering. Disconnect created a window of opportunity for the fintechs, the telcos, fast moving consumables, and all other companies who came in to provide what the banks were not providing. And they started to provide quality service, they started to provide things quicker, faster, cheaper. And then life even got worse, and God decided to smile against the banks some more and introduce this small thing called the mobile phone. The mobile phone and the mobile phone explosion made life even more horrible for the banks because it made it easier at that point to begin to give all the things the banks could give. Then we had to do a bit of fast forward, and the banks woke up and realized that the competition had now changed. Right now, what you are looking at as banks is not just other banks as competition. You're looking at the telcos. You're looking at all kinds of different people who are actually doing things better than the banks. And we'll do a quick rundown of where the banks are and where these other fintechs and telcos are. For the banks, asset light, seeing bricks and mortar, lots of heavy branches. Staff, a lot of them have been in banking all their lives, don't know a lot about innovation, basically are suffering from legacies of what they met. Customer acquisition, all done in the banking halls, all disadvantages in today's world. The people you're competing with are asset light, they don't have bricks and mortar, and they've started to already acquire customers off a technology platform. So when you look at where banks are today, banks are actually at a disadvantage versus the telcos or the fintechs who are not as regulated as the banks. The banks also suffer from a heavy amount of regulation. Again, that is a disadvantage. So if you are a bank today, you need to look at the scorecard and see where you are. So, considering a lot of some of the people in this room are bankers like me, and I've been a banker for 28 years, I think it's time, and it's a very honest question that we need to ask ourselves, whether people really need banks. And the honest answer is, people don't really need banks. They need banking, which is what the video said to you. And so every sensible bank needs to be in a bit of a room today trying to figure out what their future will be. And then I ask myself, will banks survive? The honest truth is, a lot of banks will not survive. But of course, I have to be biased since I'm in banking. Maybe when I leave banking, I'll become less biased. But I think some banks will survive. Banks do have strengths. Banks have the financial muscle to take on the fintechs. Banks have very smart people who can convert a lot of information they have to data. Banks can reinvent themselves. But the key word is that the banks that will survive will have to reinvent themselves. They will have to become basically like innovation would have to be at the bedrock of everything they do. They will have to relearn, and innovation will not be along product lines, but it will be around your business model really, because the future of banking is digital. Everything's going to happen on a technology platform and around the mobile phone. So the banks that will survive will definitely have to reinvent themselves, but a lot won't even be around because most people have not even seen this. So let me bring it home and start to bring it closer to Guaranteed Trust, which is where I work. Are we ready? Are we going to survive? I think we started to ask ourselves this question a lot sooner than most people. And about 7 years ago, we decided that we needed to start to reinvent ourselves and that we needed to move away from customer service to customer experience. And that what we needed to do was create an ecosystem where if as a customer you came in to do more than just traditional banking. You could come in there, buy insurance, buy tickets, pay bills, and do a lot of other things. And so we started doing things like Indani, which people thought was crazy, which is, an online kind of TV station where you can do all kinds of things. We created the SME Market Hub where you could come in and shop. We created Art 635 where you can come in and buy art, all things that are outside traditional banking. We created a mobile wallet. We created GT World. And so we started to move in that direction. But truly, I don't think we were moving as fast as technology and the world was moving. So 3 years ago, we took a deep breath and said, at the pace at which we are going, we are not going to survive. So we need to disrupt ourselves and do something a bit more radical. And so we decided that we were going to convert this bank, we were going to go beyond banking, and we were going to create a platform. We were going to create a platform that would enrich lives. And so we started the journey. But like everything in banking, the software was wrong. We had a GL that couldn't be a platform. We had staff that didn't really understand what a platform was. A platform model relies on partnerships and collaborations. As bankers, we weren't used to that. We're very arrogant. Who needs partners? We're, the kings of the world. So we had to unlearn that. We had to build a new software. We had to decide that partners were important. We had to create an ecosystem that people could do more than banking. And that if you came in there, you would do everything. Better than even the toothbrush test, which says you come into a banking ecosystem and you do about 2, 3, 4 things a day. We wanted to engage 9 things. We wanted to do customer experience. The platform was going to come in 2 parts. First, we created the physical platform, which is what GTBank Fashion Weekend and the food fair is. It's our physical platform. It happens in this building. Over 2-3 days, we're bringing over 200,000 people to meet with retailers, to meet with designers, to meet with chefs, to meet with small businesses, and to build capacity. All the people who participate on our physical platform are our partners. We just provide the infrastructure. And then we started to think about the virtual platform. What would we do differently? What were we going to do to bring people into our platform? What were we going to do to help customers build a bank that works for them, not one that works for us? Because that's easy for us to do. We know what we want. We're not sure what you want. And so we wanted to create this infrastructure. So having gone through all the months of unlearning, we were going to try to get to the point where we build a bank that works for you. I'm flipping through all these slides so you can see all the beautiful pictures and all the slides that have been prepared for me. But I decided that these slides probably wouldn't tell you the story, and I should speak to you from the heart about my own personal journey and the bank's personal journey. But honestly, they are very beautiful slides. They tell a lot of the stories which I've just told you, probably in a graphical way that I can never even do. So where are we today, really, in terms of this virtual platform and in terms of partners? This is one slide which I'm going to read. So, by reimagining the role of banking and driving innovation in how we serve you, the customer, we have created what is the very first step, but a very big step into where we're going. Ladies and gentlemen in this room, I would like you to meet Habari.
You know what it is. Bring that it down, girl. Go down, down. Get it down, girl. Down. I'm in love. I said I'm in love. Baby, let me cover you. When you start
And now, ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the multimedia screens for more about Habari.
Thank you. For all those who worked on this, this is an emotional moment. Okay, what is Habari? I'm going to tell you in my own words what I think Habari is. Let me start with the logo. If you notice, we have not used a firm H. We have used an H that connotes agility, adaptability. Because for me, Habari is really the bank that you will create and what you want. There will be people after today who will tell us all the things Habari doesn't have. But guess what? That is the whole essence of Habari. Habari will never be completed. What we release to you today is what you have told us. But every day you're going to tell us something new. And every day we're going to evolve and build new things into this platform. So when we get the criticism today, we're not going to be angry. So for all the people who do stuff like that, please do it. Because everything you tell us today that's wrong with this thing, we will correct and we'll incorporate. Because Habari is really for you. Habari, in my own layman's term, is the first thing that has been created that is not a banking application. It's an application that is designed to do all the things you want. Before I flip through and you watch the demo, I just think as a layman, I look at Habari as 5 things. The first thing is Habari will stream music, which means you'll be able to come on Habari and listen to all the music you like. You'll be able to group it. You'll be able to listen to all the things that you want. So the first thing you will do is, which is one of the happiest and essence of life, is listen to music on Habari. The next thing you will be able to do, which human beings like to do, is shop. Habari will have e-commerce. You'll be able to go on there and buy anything that you want. The third thing you will do on Habari, which is so broad, is what I call content, which means you'll be able to read magazines, you'll be able to listen to the news. If what you like is gardening, you'll be able to watch videos on gardening. If what you like is exercise, you'll be able to watch videos on exercise. If what you like to do is cook, you'll be able to watch videos on cooking. And essentially, that is the lifestyle part of Habari. The other thing you'll be able to do on Habari is meet people, because Habari will be and is going to be probably one of the largest communities in Africa. You'll be able to meet people. You'll be able to chat. You'll be able to do all kinds of very funny things on it. And then lastly, because we're bankers, we've also created a very robust payment platform on Habari. Payments, not banking. You don't have to bank with Guarantee Trust to get onto Habari. It is an open system. It has a mobile wallet. You'll be able to pay from your bank. This is not about Guarantee Trust. This is not proprietary. This is all about the people who are our partners and the people who will be our customers who will come in and use this platform. So that kind of is the 5 things that I see Habari being. The other thing I know about Habari, which I was explaining to someone last night, is that Habari will never be the same thing to 2 people. Because the music I like will be different from the music you like. The interest you have will be different from my interest. So your Habari will be very different from my Habari. But at the end of the day, what it will be is your Habari. So we have some slides here. These are just actual visuals of what Habari looks like. And there'll be a demo. There's an experience center where you'll be able to see this live. So you'll have music on Habari, like I said. You'll be able to play. You'll be able to trend videos. You'll be able to trend music. Music that is basically created for you. You'll be able to watch videos that make you happy. News, you'll be able to, all kinds of newspapers and all kinds of magazines you'll be able to read off Habari. Books that are unique to you, not to us. You'll be able to read blogs. I mean, people tend to enjoy that kind of stuff. You'll be able to chat. You'll be able to shake to find your friends. This is something that people really like. So if you're in a mall, you can shake and find out whether you have any other friends close by. You'll be able to locate friends with a friend radar. That's if you like to be located. Personally, I don't like to be located. Like I said, you'll be able to connect with us, consumers and businesses. This is the e-commerce platform, so you'll be able to shop. You'll be able to pay for anything, anywhere, from the comfort of your car, your home, wherever you are on your phone. It's going to be a mobile wallet, so it doesn't have to be connected to your account. You have the option of using a wallet or connecting it directly to your account. You'll be able to pay bills. You'll be able to transfer funds. Like I said, this thing has a very robust payment engine. Habari really is all about you. Habari is not about us. What we have tried to create today is really a bank that you want, not a bank that we want. Habari is going to allow me to create the bank that I want, and I also hope that Habari will allow you to create the bank that you want, and not what we have done to you over the last 50 years. I want to conclude by saying one thing. The Habari you see today is just the first step in a long journey. We will continue to evolve. We will continue, because for as long as you will change human beings, Habari can never be a finished product. Because as you change and your needs change, you have to incorporate it into your Habari, into your brand, and so it's a constantly evolving product. And thank you very much for attending. Thank you very much for listening. And welcome to your brand.
Now, here's a demo video about Habari. Please look at the multimedia screens.
Imagine you had those 9 apps in one click. Imagine you didn't have to imagine it. This is Habari, designed to fit into your lifestyle, designed to keep you entertained, informed, and accessible. Download the app, sign up immediately. Stream music from a catalogue. New music, vintage music. Oh, my music, we got you. We got you. Find every move. No way. We have skits, series, song videos, live hack videos. Everything is on Habari. International news platforms, local newspapers, and blogs. And blog of those who keep you engaged. All celebrities and engage with them, sharing and preserving perishable moments. Stay in touch with your friends. Decide which of your friends around with Habari. You don't have to go shopping. You bring 5, 10. All that can be done with Habari Pay. Load your wallet and pay your bills with ease and convenience. Finally, you have it. An app built around you. Be entertained, be engaged, be productive. Habari, because someone had to do it. Habari is giving 25 million naira to the first users. Also, enjoy free 100 megabytes on first use. Feel the experience. Download Habari now. Available on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Habari, because someone had to do it.
Now, let's welcome back on stage Segun. We'll be fielding some questions from the audience. So if you have any questions about Habari, Segun's ready to answer. Please show by raising your hands, and we'll have a mic brought to you. Once more, if you have a question, please lift a hand, and one of our ushers will bring a mic right to you.
Oh, then I always say something. When you talk to an audience and you have no questions, it's one or two things. You probably completely confused them, so nobody even had a clue what you said, or you did such a poor job, they want to get out the door. So someone must have one question so I don't feel bad about the presentation. Just one. And I can guess the sex it will come from.
Good morning. My name is Kingsley. Hello. Good morning. My name is Kingsley.
Yes.
concerning the product you put forward to us, I have just two questions. The first is, why did you choose the name Habari? Then the second is, um, based on the advertisement, it said it fits into our lifestyle. It said based on the advertisement, it said it fits into our lifestyle. Now, I guess the lifestyle you're talking about is everyone understanding the IT concept, because you said something earlier that if you could understand IT, then every other person could. But there's some of your customers, your GT customers, that don't have this kind of lifestyle. They, in fact, they don't really go into, they don't understand more about IT. I know of some GT customers that when they want to run anything online, they have to take the help, like they have to get help from someone else. So how does this fit into the lifestyle of those kind of customers? Thank you.
Well, look, life is about customer experiences, and I think you really underestimate Nigerians. And I'm going to take you through three products that have made me stop doing that. When ATMs were launched, people said people who were not literate or semi-literate would not use ATMs. They have all used ATMs. When we launched 737, which is USSD, people said they wouldn't understand it. The numbers for USSD 737 are going this way. I agree with you that not everybody on day one will have data and will use Habari, but in the shortest space of time, everybody will have data that is affordable. Everybody will have an affordable smartphone, and most of your customer base will go this way. So you shouldn't wait. You never wait in life for things to happen. In life, you're proactive. You make sure you're there at the finish line before other people. So I think most people we have, and we have a very wide customer base, so we have more than enough customers today who can plug into Habari. I also believe that most of our customers are also aspirational, and they will plug into Habari. There is a very weird young man, we call him like a mature millennial, who coined the word Habari. So I'm not going to take credit for it. He has a reason for naming Habari. I thought it sounded nice. I think it sounds better than GT Hub. So why not Habari?
We have another question here at the back.
Hi, my name is Jibola. My question is, I think I would like to come from the angle of content creation and content curation. So I see the app as a content curation platform. So where, what's it called? Juicy content from different platforms are being created and we have it housed in one platform. But I'd love to look at it from the angle of, for a content creator, so how is your content being monetized on the platform? So for a musician, for example, a Davido or an upcoming artist, and you have your song on that platform, is it being monetized? How do you earn from it? So it goes to all content creators from different spheres of life or different walks of life. So how is your content being monetized? Do you earn from the platform? Or what do you stand to gain from having your content being pushed on the platform? Thank you.
I mean, I think it's a very good question. And I would never ask anybody to be on a platform that doesn't monetize your content. So the straight answer is yes, you will be able to monetize your content. And that's why we've attached the payment engine to Habari, so that you'll be able to pay for the music that's streaming. You'll be able to pay for the content, and basically you will get most of what is paid for. The bank will get a little bit for creating the platform. And that's the whole idea. So yes, we would never ask you not to monetize. The only thing when you start that will earn nothing are the things that we have created, such as in Danny and Art 635. Because we as a bank believe in a free business model. So that's the only thing that won't be monetized. Every other content you will see on Habari will be monetized.
A question to your right, Shagun.
Hello, sir. Good morning. My name is Sam. Coming from the aspect of user experience now, it feels like there's a whole lot going on the app. Because it feels like there's a whole lot going on the app. Because there is music, there is shopping, then there is an aspect to chat, like that, like that. Doesn't it feel like users might get distracted or just lost trying to find their way around the app?
Well, I will wait till you experience the app to see whether they would get lost. I mean, there was a video of it. I told you at the very beginning, and this was no joke, that I'm an IT and illiterate. And if I could navigate the app and not get lost, trust me, 99% of the world can.
And now to your left, to the front of the hall.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Segun. Thank you very much for your speech. But my question is that does Habari sort of do the same? Does it have like similar functions to the GT app? So can I have Habari and not need my GT app? Get like, is there any purpose of having both?
Well, I think you wouldn't need both, actually, to be honest. But I don't want to answer the questions that my pay grade doesn't allow me to. So the IT people are better at that. But when I look at it, if what you're doing with your mobile app at GT World is making payments, then Habari will allow you to do all those things. It's like today, we have the mobile banking app and we have GT World. And they do pretty much the same thing. Some have other features, but I'm confident that everything you can do on your GT app, you'll be able to do on Habari, on the payment section of it. And guess what? If we can't do that today, that's one of the things we'll make sure you can do by the next release.
A question from the third row on your left.
Hello. My question is, does Habari allow you upload stuff? For example, if I'm listening to Davido's music and I'm an upcoming musician, can I upload my music, and does it give me a chance to upload books that people can read or videos? Does it let me do all that? Can I create a page on the shopping center and upload my own things, or do I have just the things you guys give to us?
Oh, you want to be a content provider?
Exactly.
Well, you would have to plug in. I mean, you can't just come and not. We have open APIs. We'll discuss with you. If we think your content makes sense, if we believe the world wants your content, we'll plug you in.
And now a question from your right, down the aisle.
Good afternoon. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm very concerned about the payment wallet.
About what?
The payment wallet, the wallet. Being that it's not just for GT, how secure is it?
Sorry, I'm having like mic problems. Yeah, can you hear me? No, I think it's just the mic that fell. I think it's extremely secure. We have used, I don't want to get technical about all the security. Have I lost? Okay, but as you can imagine, we wouldn't go live with a product that is not, we are a bank, at least that's one thing we know how to do very well. So if you have been using all our payment platforms and they're secure, the same security, if not higher, because we've opened this up, has been applied to this. So yes, your mobile wallet will be extremely, extremely secure. That I guarantee you.
A question from the back of the hall, down the center.
Thank you very much. My name is Sunday Michael Ogu, and I write for Daily Trust newspaper. I'm a bit worried about the name Habari. For me, it seemed to disconnect from the name GT, as we had with GT World. So what's your concern about having a name that doesn't exactly ties back to GTB when you encounter it for the first time, for instance? Thank you.
Absolutely none. I have spoken to, if I didn't know, so I'll think you're my age. So I've spoken to a lot of young people and millennials, and they've told me that people don't want a banking app, and that if you called it GT World, they'll think it's the same boring banking applications that exist, and that you need to create another name and another identity. And I'm a complete believer in that. I think over time, if you look at the colors and you look at the platform you'll be on, people will know who provides this platform. I am not sure there's anything positive to calling a social app a banking app. We have enough banking apps. We have GT World. We have mobile money. This is not a banking app. This is a social app. And we're very, very comfortable with giving it its own identity and its own name.
And now the next question will be on your left, to the back of the hall.
Thank you very much. My name is Magdalene. My question is, sir, why do I need Habari? I have my social media. I know where to get my videos. I mean, I can do shopping online with Jumia and other. Why do I need Habari, sir? Because all the features is what I have already. I mean, why do I need Habari? Thank you.
Because you are going through so many different apps, whereas with Habari, everything you mentioned, you'll come into one app and you'll be able to do all those things. And we think that that offers you a convenience that nothing else offers. I mean, like I said, I'm naive, but I'd rather go to one place to get things done than go to 5 different places. It's almost like, let me explain it to you. Sorry if you don't like this analogy. It's like, why do you go to a big department store when you can go to the different boutiques? You should close down the big department stores because guess what? In all the small boutiques, you can get all the things that exist in a big department store. So look at Habari like a Harrods.
And we're only going to take 2 more questions. From this time, from the aisle on your right.
Hello. My name is.
This question's coming from the aisle to your right, Shego.
Oh, to the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Olajide Olamiposi. I was about to ask about the content provider rather. And you said we are going to go through some. Who are we to meet? About we upcoming artists in entertainment level.
Okay, please, there's going to be an experience center, and there will be, as you saw it on the way in, all those people will give you the contacts, how you do your APIs, and we have left plenty of time for that. You will also get your phones, which will have the Habari application on it, so that you can start to use it as you leave this place. So that question will definitely, please hold that question and ask it when you get to the Experience Center. We'll stay at the Experience Center for as long as you guys want. I think we're scheduled for 45 minutes, but if you need more time, we'll keep the Experience Center open for as long as you want.
And now our last question from the front left side of the hall.
Good day. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. My question is connected to Habari as what it should be for the bank. I like to think of myself as a budding entrepreneur. And the first question somebody asked here when you introduced Habari was, did they borrow money? And you know, if you really think about it, when you think about a bank, it should be a place that gives you convenience. So how can Habari help somebody who is a content creator but who is struggling with putting out content? Is there anything that is on the app that can help, maybe help you financially, that give you loans so that you can, put up your stuff? Or even if it is not content creation related, if it is a business that you have, can you access a loan using Habari?
Thank you. You know, a couple of weeks ago, if you had asked me that question, I'd have been sweating. But today, I'm not sweating. We have different loans for budding entrepreneurs and SMEs. Today, we have quick credit. We have fashion credit. Fashion credits are 9%. We have food credits at 9%. So we've started to push out credit to the SMEs. So loans, like I said, that's a product of 50 years ago, which we got wrong, but we've even today got enough credit for SMEs, and we're completely SME driven. And we even have an SME portal where you can do all those things. Habari offers you your lifestyle. We're a bank. We're open for business. So you'll continue to have SME loans. Well, look, at this point, I think most people would like to get to the contact center. So I'd like to officially thank you all for coming. And I wish you, have a great weekend and have a great day. Thank you very much.
Smartphone owners use on average 9 apps a day. Imagine you had those 9 apps in one click. Imagine you didn't have to imagine it. This is Habari, designed to fit into your lifestyle, designed to keep you entertained, informed, and accessible. Download the app, sign up immediately. Stream music from our catalog. New music, vintage music. Owambe music, we got you. Workout playlist, we got you. Habari has music to fit every mood. Bored? No way. We have skits, series, self-improvement videos, life hack videos. Everything is on Habari. Stay updated on international news platforms, local newspapers, and blogs